Perbadanan Produktiviti Malaysia, MPC. Bermula pada tahun 1966, terlakarlah sejarah penubuhan Pusat Daya Pengeluaran Negara yang mempunyai misi untuk meningkatkan produktiviti negara. Pada 1 Disember 1991, namanya telah ditukar ke Perbadanan Produktiviti Negara dan pada 21 Februari 2008, ia dikenali sebagai Perbadanan Produktiviti Malaysia, MPC, sehinggalah ke hari ini. Sejak dari awal penubuhannya, peranan utamanya tetap sama, meningkatkan produktiviti serta daya saing Malaysia. Produktiviti bukanlah segala-galanya, tetapi dalam tempoh masa yang panjang, produktiviti merupakan segala-galanya. Itulah kenyataan ahli ekonomi Paul Krugman yang juga pemenang Nobel Prize. Pertumbuhan ekonomi yang mampan adalah mustahak untuk menjamin kemakmuran negara. Keberhasilan utama sesebuah negara adalah meningkatkan taraf dan kualiti hidup rakyatnya. Keberhasilan tersebut boleh tercapai dengan peningkatan berterusan produktiviti pekerja negara. Di awal sejarahnya, MPC berperanan melatih pekerja industri dalam meningkatkan produktiviti mereka dan organisasi. MPC telah melalui proses transformasi dengan pembangunan kapasiti dan kecemerlangan organisasi menggunakan pelbagai pendekatan produktiviti dan kualiti. Pelbagai program inovasi telah dilaksanakan seperti Team Excellence dan persekitaran berkualiti yang memberi penjimatan kos yang tinggi kepada organisasi dan seterusnya meningkatkan produktiviti enterprise secara keseluruhannya. MPC sentiasa mengaplikasikan amalan terbaik industri bertaraf dunia kepada organisasi-organisasi sektor ekonomi di Malaysia. Amalan terbaik organisasi di Malaysia dikongsikan melalui program kecemerlangan organisasi bagi memupuk budaya produktiviti yang lestari di kalangan sektor industri di Malaysia. Kini, peranannya lebih bermakna untuk terus memastikan kelestarian pertumbuhan produktiviti negara. MPC merupakan sekretariat dan penggerak utama pelbagai inisiatif pemuda yang berusaha memudahkan urusan peniaga di Malaysia. Bank Dunia menerusi laporan Ease of Doing Business telah mengiktiraf Malaysia di kedudukan nombor 12 terbaik di dunia. Pencapaian yang baik menjadi perangsang kepada pelabur dalam dan asing untuk melabur di Malaysia. Turut diberi mandat semenjak rancangan Malaysia ke-10 untuk meningkatkan kualiti peraturan dan mengurangkan bebanan peraturan yang tidak wajar ke atas peniaga. Usaha ini berjaya dilaksanakan dengan terhasilnya dasar amalan baik peraturan dan program My Mudah. Tumpuan khusus turut diberikan kepada peraturan tangkas atau Agile Regulations dalam mendepani perubahan pantas model perniagaan diakibatkan oleh perkembangan teknologi yang pesat. MPC terus menerajui perancangan dan pelaksanaan pelan tindakan produktiviti negara. 5 teras strategik utama adalah menghasilkan tenaga kerja masa hadapan, memacu pendigitalan dan inovasi, memastikan accountability industri terhadap produktiviti, membentuk ekosistem yang teguh dan menentukan mekanisme pelaksanaan yang padu. Berlandaskan 5 teras strategik tersebut, Nexus Productivity untuk 9 industri ditubuhkan di bawah seliaan Pejabat Pengurusan Penyampaian MPC. Pelbagai usaha peningkatan produktiviti telah dilaksanakan. Keunikan program Nexus Productivity adalah penyelesaian dijana oleh pihak industri untuk meningkatkan produktiviti mereka. MPC turut menggerakkan pemain industri ke arah IR 4.0 dengan memperkenalkan program My Reskill IoT untuk menyediakan pekerja masa hadapan yang berkemahiran digital. MPC turut bekerjasama dengan semua kerajaan negeri dan wilayah di Malaysia dan menggerakkan pelbagai inisiatif negeri produktif. Program Negeri Produktif bertujuan meningkatkan produktiviti kerajaan negeri, industri dan seterusnya produktiviti negeri tersebut. Keberhasilan turut tercapai dengan peningkatan pelaburan pihak industri dan pertambahan peluang pekerjaan. Menerusi program My Digital, MPC telah berjaya menghasilkan indeks ekonomi digital negeri yang didapati berkait rapat dengan produktiviti pekerja negeri serta KDNK negeri. Terbaharu, MPC diberi mandat sekali lagi untuk menginstitusikan behavioral insights dalam penghasilan dasar awam negara serta penambahbaikan penyampaian peraturan. MPC telah mengatur perancangan 5 tahun pembangunan kompetensi penjawat awam dalam bidang ini. Kaedah behavioral insights telah berjaya meningkatkan keberkesanan dasar awam di negara-negara maju di dunia serta lebih mudah dilaksana. Tumpuan utamanya adalah ke atas tingkah laku manusia dan secara sistematik membuat keputusan berdasarkan bukti adalah baik untuk dasar awam Malaysia. Tidak ketinggalan, rakan kolaborasi antarabangsa seperti World Bank, Organisation of Economic Cooperation and Development, Asia Productivity Organisation dan Australia Productivity Commission. Pada Oktober 2021, Badan Akreditasi APO-AB telah mempersijilkan MPC sebagai badan pensijilan bagi skim produktiviti specialist. MPC terus berusaha menginovasikan dan melaksanakan pelbagai program berlandaskan amalan terbaik di dunia untuk meningkatkan produktiviti. Kemajuan dan kemakmuran Malaysia penting bagi meningkatkan kualiti hidup rakyat. Di usia 55 tahun ini, MPC akan memastikan Malaysia terus produktif dan memacu produktiviti negara.
Great Reset. COVID-19 was declared the global pandemic by the World Health Organization in 2020. It has dramatically disrupted the economic sectors. Most countries recorded their gross domestic product plunged to the lowest level in decades. Meanwhile, their unemployment figures rose sharply. The government services, especially public healthcare, were stretched out to their limit in fighting the pandemic. The COVID-19 testing, treating hospitalized patients, and vaccination is becoming major healthcare activities. Other services, such as education and various regulatory delivery and enforcements, are also impacted. The governments are forced to create the stimulus to ensure people are protected. Billions of dollars of economic stimulus are pumped into the economy to avoid market failure. The World Economic Forum 2021 has urged countries should capitalize on resetting their business models during the recovery period. Professor Klaus Schwab, the founder and executive chairman of WEF, stated, "The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world. Every country, including Malaysia, should reset and revive for a better and sustainable economy. The priorities for restoring and transformation are towards the new economic systems that combine productivity, people, and planet targets. They are categorized into 4 areas of action. First, reviving and transforming the enabling environment. Public institutions should embed strong governance principles, long-term vision, and delivery of public services digitally. ICT infrastructure needs to be upgraded to enable the services, and closing the digital divide are key focus areas. Second, reviving and transforming human capital, workforce reskilling and upskilling, update education curricula and expand investment in skills for future jobs. Labour laws and social protection need to be redesigned towards the new economy. Third, reviving transforming market. Incentives should prioritise the direct financial resources towards long-term investments, strengthen stability and expand inclusion. Facilitation of the market of tomorrow, especially in public-private collaboration, should be emphasised. In addition, an agile regulatory framework to enable fourth industrial revolution must be established. Fourth, reviving and transforming the innovation ecosystem. Incentives in research, innovation and invention that can create the market of tomorrow are essential. In addition, firms should be promoted to embrace diversity, equality and inclusion to enhance creativity. Malaysia should not miss this reset and reviving opportunity to design the foundations for a productive country for future generations. This message is brought to you by Malaysia Productivity Corporation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to request for everyone to be prepared as the webinar will begin soon. Thank you. Yang Berusaha, Puan Saliza Saari, Director of Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC. Yang Berusaha, our speakers for today, Puan Nurul Fasha Muhammad Fauzi from Sirim Berhad, and Encik Ahmad Azhar Wagiran from Budiman Dynamic Sudian Berhad. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning and welcome to Road Ahead with Industry Forward, webinar on digitalization in food processing industry. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Elma Idiawati Musa from Malaysia Productivity Corporation, MPC, as the MC for today's webinar session. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI, is driving the Industry Forward initiative to transform the manufacturing industry in Malaysia towards Industry 4.0 adoption. The objective of this webinar is to understand why food technology is essential for production, to get an overview on the toolbox for food technology and gain a greater understanding for the shared responsibility between industry and supply chain. Ladies and gentlemen, To continue with our first agenda, I would like to invite Puan Saliza Saari, Director of MPC, to deliver her welcoming remarks. Please welcome.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera to everyone.
Waalaikumsalam.
Especially to our speaker. Thank you, first of all, thank you to all participants for joining this session. Thank you so much. And I was told we have ada lebih kurang maybe expected 100 something lah. So I think dia akan ambil masa time to time participant will join. And for those who have already joined, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. And of course, hope you can get knowledge gain from this session. And I think as we know that, and speaker and participants, our topic today, digitalization in food processing industry. So we are in the focus sector, especially on food processing. So we hope that participant will gain something and tak dilupakan kepada our experienced speakers. Thank you so much. Hopefully you can share your thoughts, your knowledge, especially for SMEs lah, to adopt and embrace the digitalization process and in the India industry. And to Puan Nurul Fasha. Hi Puan Nurul from Sirim and Encik Azhar Wagiran from Budiman Dynamic. Thank you so much for joining us to be part of MPC's webinar again. Then untuk makluman semua, kita punya objektif is of course to understand the food technology. Sebab currently people talking about technology. So kita nak today kita expect the food processes ataupun food technology industry lah. Tapi however for those yang maybe some related with the supply chain of food industry ni, yes, kalau yang hadir pada pagi ini, thank you and we really appreciate your punya attendance lah. Then kita nak share the tools, the punya what you call it, understanding the responsibility of this supply chain to industry. So we can enhance their operation. And in recap untuk increase digitalization ataupun digital adoption SMEs ni, 200 million allocation in budget 2022 for digitalization, especially for SMEs can help accelerated the economic recovery, which took a setback due to COVID-19 pandemic, especially in SME segment. So banyak the government have allocated 45 million in 2022 as a technology transformation for SMEs, and then untuk manufacturing and service sectors. So take the opportunity to be part of this digitalization punya spectrum lah. Then of course, as you know that MPC is also one of the is a main secretariat for Industrial Forward Readiness Assessment. So for this industrial revolution 4.0 ni, we really hope that SMEs can take part to become the catalyst of this call it the industry lah, especially to spread the contribution and of course your contribution to this economy and accord in shared prosperity. So again, this we can show the bigger task responsibility to disseminate the information and knowledge to help industry. Of course, to align with government agenda, kita nak industry to identify their gaps to industry revolution 4.0. And then saya tak nak cakap banyak, nanti kita nak dengar lebih kepada speaker lah. So lastly, that we hope participant again can get something, gain the knowledge throughout this webinar. And then please ask kalau any further question to our experienced speakers today. Boleh tanya, drop your message dan sebagainya. So jangan malu, dan kalau tidak pun this webinar, you can also drop us an email to industryforward at mpc.gov.my. So with that, thank you all, thank you speakers. So enjoy your session.
Thank you, Consaliza, for the welcoming remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the webinar, let me share the background of our speaker. We have two speakers for today's webinar, Puan Nurul Fasha Muhammad Fauzi and Cik Ahmad Azhar Wagiran. Before we proceed, if you have any questions during the webinar, please post it in the chat box and the speaker will answer it at the end of the session. Firstly, let me introduce Puan Nurul Fasha Muhammad Fauzi. She is a senior engineer with 15 years experience in design and development of control system for machines. She also the project leader for 8 other different projects under Syrian Industrial Innovation Model Fund in 2018 to 2021. So, without further delay, I would like to invite Puan Nurul Fasha to begin the session with the title Food Processing Technology. The floor is yours, Puan.
Thank you, Puan Elma, for the introduction. And let me share the slide. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. So, today I will talk about food processing technology. These are the content of the presentation, and I hope throughout the session, this session can enlighten the audience on the importance of technology in food processing, and there will be also some examples of technology that can be applied in the manufacturing process, and to give some guideline on how to transform the company in food processing. So what is food processing technology? Food processing is any method used to turn fresh foods into food products. So this can involve one or a combination of various processes. While technology is the sum of any techniques, skills, methods, and processes used in the production of goods or services in the accomplishment of objectives. So food processing is a wide topic to be discussed. So it may involve process from harvesting the raw materials until producing the end product from the raw material itself. So in this session, I will be focusing on food manufacturing. Thus, when referring to manufacturing, food processing technology can be described as components, processing machines, and systems used to handle, prepare, cook, store, and package food and food products. So, why the companies in food manufacturing is encouraged to utilize technology in the food processing? These are some of the benefits that are significant to the food processing and manufacturing, but not limited to these three only. So the technology in food processing can improve the productivity of workers, improve efficiency in operation, and it can enhance food safety management. Humans are the best resources when handling the raw materials or doing the processing to produce the product. However, humans do have their limitation. So these are the scenarios or difficulties that probably faced by workers in the production floor. So first, some tasks require the workers to lift or transfer heavy object from one point to another, and some may require large number of materials to be processed. So the company need to hire more workers to perform the task. If there were not enough workers, it may cause a bottleneck in that particular process. Then certain stage of production has too much steps. For example, these are the steps that the workers have to accomplish to make cookies. The workers need to roll, to form, roll, divide, arrange, and press the dough before putting them into the oven. So just imagine all this process need to be repeated for several hours. It may not be difficult when processing in a small amount of input, but it can be troublesome when processing in several batches or large quantity. Working in long hours also not good for the workers. Standing, sitting, kneading or lifting objects in a long period may cause injuries such as tiredness, fatigue or backache to the workers. Due to this reason, technology is needed to help improve the productivity of the workers. So with technology, the task can be accomplished effortless or with minimal intervention by the workers. The processing sequence can also be simplified. Several steps can be performed concurrently in a single station. The repetition work can be replaced by an automated mechanism. By automating the process, the outcome of product can be standardized. When utilizing equipment or machine in the production flow, more outputs of products can be produced. So more tasks can be accomplished in a day by the workers. Thus, the technology to improve the productivity of the workers. The second benefit of technology in food processing or manufacturing is to improve efficiency in operation. Efficiency is a measurement of resource allocation or can be defined as the ratio of input gained from the business and an input to run a business. So the higher the output, then the input is better. So there are some conditions that can be applied to improve the operational efficiency, which are same for less, more for same, and much more for more. First, for same for less, it means that same output for less input. This situation is similar with reducing or cutting the operating cost. So, one of the example of same for less is reducing the worker in production by utilizing an equipment or machine, or it can be done through optimization of working process. So, second, for more for same is more output for same input. So it means more output can be produced if the reject or faulty product can be reduced. So this can be achieved by implementing some of the lean management tools such as Kaizen, 5S, or Six Sigma to ensure continual improvement in the production line. Without the technology, monitoring and data gathering and also analysis can be troublesome. So much more for more is more output for more input. So this method requires some investment from the company to increase the rate of input. So for example, a new setup of a production plant with high capacity of input will produce more output. But the company must ensure that the new production plant that they invest can perform better than the existing method. So thus, high input will produce high output. So all condition and method require the company to improve or change the way they process the product. The transformation is much easier with technology. So as we can see here, these are data that have been collected through SIRIM Industrial Innovation Model Fund. So as you can see, most of the beneficiaries of the fund are in F&B sectors, which is 40%. So there are 71 companies in F&B response to the post-project audit. So 82% of the respondents reported that there is increase in production capacity. For example, before this, they processed 2 batches of material in a day. And after the technology intervention project, they managed to double up the volume. So 72% 3% of respondents informed that the technology intervention project has reduced the processing time by utilization of certain equipment or machine. More steps or sequence can be performed concurrently. So this result in reduction of the processing time in food manufacturing. 41% of respondents has recorded that there is significant improvement of the output by reducing the rejection rate. And lastly, 20% has agreed that they can eliminate inefficiency caused by human in the processing line. So from this data, it can be proved that the efficiency in operation can be further improved with proper technology implemented in the food processing or manufacturing. Food safety is important for enterprise in the food processing industry. These are some of the example of food safety certification that available in Malaysia, which are mesti GMP, halal, HACCP, and FSMS, which is ISO 22000. The higher the ladder, you can see here, the better the risk and hazard being controlled throughout the food processing line. So record or documentation are very crucial as they are part of the requirement to maintain the standard. So how the technology can be utilized in ensuring the food safety. So one of the way is to digitalize the process by installing IoT devices in production line and connect it to the monitoring platform so that it can make the monitoring, control, and traceability of the products much easier. So as the conclusion, the utilization of technology definitely help the enterprise to improve the productivity of workers, improve the efficiency in operation, and enhance the food safety management in food manufacturing. So next, we move to the type of technologies that can be implemented in food processing. Production technology can be categorized in 3 types, which are mechanization, automation, and digitalization. Food manufacturers are encouraged to utilize any of this technology in the production flow. So mechanization can improve the productivity in manufacturing with minimal cost, whereas the implementation of automation can boost up the productivity in production capacity and speed. The operating cost may also increase depending on what type of element used in the automation. So lastly, the adoption of digitalization in food processing can increase the manufacturing productivity too. The operating cost may reduce as the digitization process and utilization of IoT, for example, can reduce the need of human intervention and prevent any major breakdown in the processing line. So these 3 elements will be described in detail in the next slide. So we start with mechanization. So what is mechanization? It is a process of changing from working by hand or manual to doing that work with machinery. It can perform beyond human capabilities such as in speed, endurance, and precision. So mechanization also relieve the workers from work stress and occupational injuries. This is one of the simple mechanization that was developed to help the enterprise in food processing or manufacturing. This company produced frozen curry puff as the main product. So as time goes by, the business has growth and the demand for the product also increased. So the company could not produce more as per demand if they're still producing the curry puff in conventional method. So the way to meet the demand is either getting more workers or use machine to perform the task. As you can see in the video, this is a curry puff forming machine. So this machine capable to form 24 pieces of curry puff at a time, and it can be operated by a single worker. The mechanization of the forming process has assisted the company increase the production rate of the product and also increase productivity of the workers. This is another example of the implementation of mechanization in cookies making process. So there are 6 workers allocated by the company just to do the forming process, and they took an hour to complete the forming process for a batch of dough. The current production rate is still not enough to supply the demand for their cookies. Therefore, a depositing and pressing machine was developed for the company to form the shape of cookies that they desired. So this is the end product. So after utilizing the machine, it was observed that the forming processing time has reduced and the company can double up the volume in a day. It also increased the productivity of the workers as there are only 2 workers required to run the machine, and the rest of the workers can focusing on other processes like baking and packaging of the end product. One more example is in sauce or beverage production process. So filling process is one of challenging task if it was performed manually by the worker. So they have to meet certain parameters that are set for the product, such as volume, weight, and temperature during the filling process. So by using the filling machine, these parameters can be easily set and acquired at the end of product. Automation is similar to mechanization, but it uses various of equipment and control systems, such as machineries to reduce the human intervention in processes. The integration of machines together, and with centralized controller and automation differ from mechanization. The benefit of automation in food processing or manufacturing, it can increase the throughput or productivity, improve the quality, and increase consistency of output. This is a sample of automation in Amplang production system. As you can see here, this is amplang. It is a local snack that can be found in Sabah. The process of producing amplang requires the workers to roll and cut the dough into tiny pieces. So by automating the process, as you can see in the video here, the dough can be shaped easily and the size can be standardized or evenly produced. Another sample of automation is in donut manufacturing company. This company has set certain standard on the product, such as the size and the weight of the donut. To ensure that these criteria are met, the company has created a work instruction to make sure that the preparation of dough until forming processes are systematically checked and done. So the demand for their product increased, but current method, which is handmade, cannot produce the donut in mass volume. The development of forming and punching system as you can see in the video here, has helped the company to increase the production capacity and reduce the processing time too. Packaging is one of the most important aspects for food product. It is related to the food safety as it must be properly packed and labeled with certain information on the product such as expiry date and batch number for traceability purpose. This company is producing cookies as their main product. Before the technology intervention program, the expiry date was manually stamped by the workers and the cookies also manually fed into the sachet and sealed using the conveyor type of sealer. So the company must allocate 4 workers just to pack the cookies, and they took 6 hours to finish packing 6 batches of cookies in a day. So to solve those issues, a continuous packing, printing, and box packaging system was developed for the company. After the implementation of the system in production floor, it is observed that packaging processing time has reduced. And the system also offers better material handling and easy to operate and monitor by the workers. As you can see here is the mechanization and automation in belacan processing line. So it starts with pounding machine to pound the shrimp into paste form, and then they mix with salt in the mixer and transferred to the belacan forming system. What I want to show here is it is possible to transform the way the product is produced. We do have many enterprises that produce traditional or local product in Malaysia, but most of them cannot go beyond the local market due to the limitation in producing the product in high volume. So technology certainly support the production of food product. The mechanization of certain processes will increase the productivity of the manufacturing process. When an enterprise has consistently produced and promote the product, the demand for the product will increase. Then the company shall consider to upgrade the existing machine or invest in automation system in the production floor to boost up the production capacity. This will improve the efficiency in operation and absolutely will produce more output. Due to many benefits that technology can offer, we encourage the SMEs to start the journey by utilizing whatever technology that are available in the market. Okay. When the foundation of the processing line in the shop floor has established, it is easy for them to adopt the I4O technology. During the pandemic COVID era, it is an essential for the food manufacturer to transform their business to survive. So one of the ways is through digitalization. What is digitalization? So digitalization is the process of digitizing various aspects of a business to improve its processes. By doing this, they can improve efficiency, productivity, profits, customer satisfaction, service, and more. So before digitalization, the operation technology and information technology work in silos. So data from the shop floor were not shared and they're meant for reporting in operational basis, while the IT, it focused on data and communication only. So converging these two technologies may enable the company to monitor, analyze, plan and making necessary decisions for their business. So how it can be done? So it can be start with just small step. Look for paper-based process, then identify what data is important that need to be recorded for analysis and reporting. And start digitizing the process by keying the data through a tablet or mobile phone. Digitizing the paper form also can improve the data collection process. So next, installation of IoT device or sensor on the machine can capture data in real time and translate the digital command into physical actions. The IoT device can communicate over standard networks, allowing the OT and IT exchange data through a server and save the data in a cloud storage. So moving forward, the implementation of the systems such as MES or ERP in the manufacturing can help to manage and keep track orders in production, manage resources, and planning for the production and generate report in real time. This is one of the example project that was done by the Innovation Center of Sensor Group in Sirim at a food processing company which produce instant noodles as the main product. So the issues that have been identified at the company are the data collection is still paper-based method. When it is in paper-based, it is difficult to identify the issues that contributing to low machine productivity. So as the start, the company decided to install a monitoring system to their seasoning packing machine. And integration has been made to the machine controller together with the installation of a non-intrusive sensor to get the necessary data from the machine. Data also captured through a tablet when certain conditions arise. For example, error in the system. So from the data acquired through the system, the machine performance and data analysis specifically on the overall equipment effectiveness or OEE is produced for reporting to the operational team and also directly to the management. The data can be visualized through multiple platforms, which in the shop floor, admin office, and through mobile apps. So monitoring the OEE in the production process is intended to reduce waste whenever possible. It also can visualize the machine performance, thus the production planning and maintenance work can be carried out effectively. Up until now, we have learned 3 types of technologies, which are mechanization, automation, and digitalization. And we have seen some of real cases of technology being implemented in the food manufacturing. So the next section, I will share some info on how to start the transformation in food manufacturing. It begins with people. So leadership is important. The commitment from the management is the key success to transform the company. When people in the management level involved in the process, the faster and more likely the transformation is success. So the leader must set a clear direction and goal and provide whatever is necessary to make it happen. The collaboration structure also important in the organization. The employees need to embrace the changes. They must be agile, ready to learn new skills, and get ready for greater responsibility. Then refer back to what is the goal that has been set for the production. So these are some of the elements that can be looked up by the entrepreneurs and ask lots of questions and get some solution from it. For example, if the target for sales is higher, what should be done by the management, people in the marketing and production department? Then how to reduce the operating costs, how to increase the processing speed, and do we have the flexibility to manufacture a new product? So when you have the answers to that question, you can start to plan and develop strategies to achieve the targets. Next component is the process. The shift factor for process consists of three main thrusts, which are operation management, product management, and supply management. Operation management is the planning and execution of processes during the production of goods. There are three elements that need to be considered in operation management, which are production, technology, and performance. So, improvement in operation management can be done by identifying what is the pain point in the production process and then provide solution to it. The second thrust is product management. It covers product lifecycle management and product individualization. So the company may check their capability to produce, create new product, market the product until it ends of life cycle. And lastly, supply management is how the company manage their stakeholders, such as suppliers, partners, and customers. Do the company has records on the sales, purchase, or inquiry? Do the company has the system to communicate, interact, and manage the data from stakeholders? So these data are important for the company to keep track and analyze the business performance later. The last component is technology. The company need to change and keep on improving the way they produce the product. They can evaluate what type of technology that they already have in the production floor or in their facilities. For example, how many machines, robots, or AGV available in the production floor? Do the machine capable to communicate with each other, or does the data available and can be collected? Is there any software that can be utilized in the facilities, or do we have good connectivity? To form this information, they can make proper planning, strategy, or perhaps a technology roadmap to visualize what needs to be achieved to transform the way the company manage business in food processing. Alternatively, if the enterprise doesn't have the expertise and need a consultation on the technology management and readiness, we in CRIM does provide the service on that. So it can be done through site visit and discussion with the company. And another way is through a proper assessment. Currently, there are two types of assessment that have been conducted by CRIM. One is through CRIM Fraunhofer Technology Audit Program, and the other one is the Industry Forward Readiness Assessment funded by MITI. Technology audit is focusing more into identifying the issues and challenges faced by the company in terms of its operations and technology management. Whereas the RA or Readiness Assessment is a program to assess the readiness of the company to adopt the Industry 4.0 technology and processes. The result from the discussion and assessment will assist the company in implementing the right method or intervention that need to be done to improve in food processing or manufacturing process. So I guess this is the end of my sharing session of food processing technology. And I hope that this session had been insightful and meaningful for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Pampasha. There are few questions. Okay. We are small business in making frozen food like roti canai. What are the minimum requirement or cost for us to start with the automation? Do CRIMs have any grant offered to the SMEs and how to apply for it?
First, the cost of the machine or automation will depends on the requirement of the company. So we need to have a discussion and site visit to the company to determine what is the requirement specification first. Then from there we will make a costing for the machine or equipment that we need to develop for them. So for the grant, for Syrian from over grant, I don't have the information on the budget allocated in 2022. However, the company may give their contact details to me so that I can forward, I can refer the inquiry to our secretariat of the program. Is it sufficient?
Okay, it is sufficient then. Okay.
So other than SIRIM grant, the company can explore other grants from other agencies as well as MITI or MIDA. So they need to explore more from these government sites to get what type of funding they available in the market.
Okay, that is the question. That is all the questions for Fasha.
So thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second speaker, I would like to introduce Encik Ahmad Azhar Wagiran. If you have any questions during the webinar, please post it in the chat box and the speaker will answer it at the end of the session. Encik Ahmad Azhar Wagiran is currently the senior consultant in Budiman Dynamics Sdn Bhd. He has advanced Kaizen management system specialist, Industry Forward 4.0 from MPC JICA. He is also a member to Institute of Engineering, IEM, and Board of Engineering, BEM, among others. With the title Tools and Standard for Enhancing Efficiency in Industrial Food Processing, Encik Ahmad Azhar, please take it away.
Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Thank you to Elma and also to Puan Saliza, our MPC director who attend today. Thank you for this session. Good morning also to the participant. I hope Elma, my suara okay Boleh dengar slide saya semua?
Yes, very clear.
Boleh continue ya?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, my name is Ahmad Azhar. As mentioned by Elma, I am associate partner to MPC. Thank you to PLC for conducting this program. And my topic is about the tool and standard for enhancing efficiency of industry food processing. So what is the difference between the first topic and the second one? Basically, the second one is about how we want to the standard, how to monitor the KPI of the operation, as mentioned by Puan Nurul just now, the operation. So from this, the content will be first is the way to improve productivity in industry, productivity. Number two is how to understand operation tools and standard performance goal in order to tighten quality control policy. Number three, model three is the certification stages. And this one I will explain what is the stages. Should any of you interested to go for the certification process and how it relates to the IR 4.0. So how technology and standards link? So as mentioned by Shozana Zuboh, technology makes the world a new place. It's totally is new place. Then come with this COVID-19 also. It's changed a lot of things. And it's totally, we are now using technologies to survive, to continue to survive. And Bill Gates say we are changing the world with technology. So he does. And what MPC do is, MPC is driving the productivity of the nation. This one we should remember, because MPC is very actively promoting this productivity improvement program. And we, as a partner with MPC, we are preparing the people or the company with the documentation standard toward the technology. So we are supporting you on that. And first of all, the thing is changing. So as well as our mindset, the way we are thinking, we are the way the post COVID-19 and the pre COVID-19 is totally different. We are in a new normal situation, and we have to change. And of course, the business and business model also have to change, as well as our way of doing or do the operation in our line. So a lot of things have to be changed in terms of our desire. Last time I will stick to what I know, either I'm good or not, but we have to change to I want to learn the new thing, and I'm eager to take risk. So the thing have to change. So as well as to the skill, effort, setback, feedback, and talent, talented peers. This one we have to change not only in ourselves but also to our operation. Then technology is shifting. This one we cannot run away. It's a real thing. Without changing into this new way of thinking or doing job, we will eliminate it. Our operation will be eliminated from the business. We can see how Nokia, how all the manual and also the camera companies and everything is all have to change or have to force to elimination. And as mentioned by Puan Nurul just now, he has 4 elements. But here, basically, the 3 elements has been discussed just now. It's about technology, people, and process. And also, the other one is the key performance, as mentioned by Puan Nurul. So what is the standard do? Basically, the standard do is to document and also to monitor the changes with the data, information, and everything. Without this documentation, of course, we will lose in the operation. So everything has to change. In fact, the documentation, the standardization also has to change. So the most important, of course, the people. The people is all is important, but of course, the people, mainly the one who lead the operation, the owner of the property, have to change into the new requirement. Then how the standard and problem solving tool link. This is the chart and the chart how it's work. Basically, we understand we have most of the company, they have one ISO 9000, the ISO family, ISO 14000, 45000, and also the food safety in our case is ISO 20001. And also we have business excellence, we have TQM, total quality management, we have lean system, we have QE5S, we have Six Sigma, and of course last one is IR 4.0. Okay, this IR 4.0 basically is a Germany terminology, but in Malaysia we use advanced Kaizen. Basically, the result will be same. So they govern, they control different things that may good to our operation. So from all area. But when we go down further, we can see the problem solving is the same. Doesn't matter you under ISO, business excellence, lean, QE5S or Six Sigma or I4. The process, the problem solving will be the same. They use a basic PDCA, plan, do, check, action. And of course, we have 7QC tool and 7QC, the old 7QC tool, the new and the old one. Then the cycle will be the same, except for lean, they have 5 categories. A3 method, they have 8, and also AD, as I mentioned, used by lean and also by the automotive group, they have 8 segments to solve. But the basic is the same, plan, do, check, action, from either one of them. This one we must understand. And of course, ISO 9000 is the main standard that govern most of the standard under that. So we can see later. In this first module, we will discuss the way to improve the productivity in food manufacturing system operation. First, of course, we have to tighten the quality, the quality control. Number 2, we should maintain the preventive maintenance system. Number 3, inventory tracking. Number 4, employee training program. Number 5, workflow efficiency environment. Number 6, clean work environment. Number 5, to increase productivity. It's a better business, of course. Okay. Then the question, do your operation performance goal support or link to your critical business objective, and what is your direction? That's why the strategic must turn to a new normal, a new system, new environment as right now. So any company or any organization, they shall have this structure, this basic structure. Everything should be the same. The vision, mission, management goal. Management normally is a short term, and also the departmental KPIs or the quality objective, and also the last one will be the improvement program. The improvement program, of course, it should go from ISO 5S, QC 5S, HSCP, TMSM, as just I mentioned just now. And the vision and mission normally it's belong to the owner, Toke should have their mission and mission. And this mission and mission is very important to drag everything, the operation, from the top to bottom. What is your direction? It's very important. That's how the owner, the top management must have the shifting mind to go to this new requirement. As we understand that all this the content of the item in ISO 9000 family, the TQM, lead, the content will be the same. But how for us to implement under new or current situation? And that's how we must have the direction, the clear direction and vision, and how to achieve the direction and also the goal, the business goal. So in terms of tightening quality and control policy, basically we must it's require review and upgrading. So I would advise to any of the owner, the directors and the top management to see again what is the quality policy? What is the quality control policy? If you have ISO system, the quality policy is important, very important. And also if you have ISO 20000 for food safety, the food safety policy is very important. We might have the policy, but normally based on my experience developing this standard, ISO standard or the food standard and everything, the management normally don't review and update based on current situation. So this quality control policy need to be reviewed and upgraded. So you may have session with your staff and everything to discuss with your staff, so that you can review and upgrade based on current situation. And also preventive maintenance. This preventive maintenance is continual activity. Continuity we must do to make sure our operation run smooth, no hiccup, and to keep them running and prevent any costly unplanned downtime from the unexpected equipment failure. So this one is also very important. You can use TPM technique, total product preventive maintenance, or you upgrade your system with the ISO 55001 or 2 on asset management system. Then the system will make sure you continually maintain your operation into the asset and also the asset management. So preventive maintenance also very important. And of course, this preventive maintenance has evolved, has changed from the last one and current. And current is more advanced. We reduce more people, use less people on this preventive maintenance. That's why we have to upgrade our men. Then also the tracking, the inventory tracking. Of course, we can upgrade via Kanban and FIFA system, and also combine with the management integrated system to control the customer and also the supplier. And this one also very important. Then next will be employee training program. This one you have to upgrade your employee. How to handle customer and client, and also to upgrade the communication skill for your workers, and creative thinking skill and grooming program, so that they can give a good presentation, they can give output, they can give the good talk, either internal or external to the customer, or to the sorry, what happened? Then you can upgrade the system, and also ada gangguan, okay, can I ikut? Sorry. Okay, boleh continue ya. Okay, then also in this case, in employee training program, we must look into the digitalization and data analytic requirement, because last time, of course, when go for quality control, we have a lot. Some customer, they require us almost 10% from our employee population, 10%. If you have 100, you must have a 10 QC or QA. But now, under the current monitoring system, once you digitalize the operation, you only maybe need one or two. This one or two personnel can answer everything. We'll see later how. Then, of course, to improve the workflow. This improved workflow you can use either using Advanced Kaizen or Six Sigma, and of course, it's toward IR 4.0. So Advanced Kaizen has been promoted by MPC, equivalent to IR 4.0 program, so that we can adopt this program to improve the workflow. So same like Lean or Advanced Lean, Kaizen program. So this is very important for us to change to our requirement. Then, of course, clean work environment. This to provide a clean work environment in maintaining the well-being of employee, and to reduce the waste and everything. So by this can be implementing by ISO 5S, GE 5S, or GMP system, good manufacturing practice. Is a combination system. Then will be good for workers, good for customer, and good also for supplier, who will be the example how to improve to maintain the clean work environment, and also increase the productivity. Is better for business, of course, to increase the activity in profit improvement when it become less expensive to produce their goods and services. When workers become more efficient, less labor are required to produce the same amount of food. So this one, of course, please refer to MPC or CRIP. You can see just now how one rule. I just want to show how the process improvement have increased the productivity, and they are the productivity driver. This is also very important for us to adopt the system. Okay, module 2 basically is understanding on operation tool, the standard performance in order to tighten quality control. Basically, we have a few standards under food industry. Of course, number one, we have ISO 9000. ISO 9000, basically, ISO 9000 is governing the overall system. ISO 9000 is about customer satisfaction. It is a quality system, how the company manage the delivery quality, the operation quality, the logistic quality, and also with regard to all the issues and also the opportunity, all the risks outside there, internally and externally. This is under 9000. Only in ISO 9000, there is a requirement that we need to have a procedure of document information control. So this document control will control all the new procedure, form, and also the work instruction in the operation. It should cover all the system, inclusive of the safety, food safety, ISO 22000, HACCP, GMP, good hygiene practice, and also halal certification, either by vacuum or by syringe. So this one, first of all, we should have. I would advise any of you who would like to have a certification standard must have ISO 9000. So then we can adopt new system later with this ISO 9000 implementation. For example, here we have two systems, food safety and the ISO 22000 and also ISO 9000. It can be combined together. under what we call as IMS, Integrated Management System. We can combine ISO 14,000 and 22,000 together. That will be the best, because ISO 9000 is the governing standard to all ISO and other standard. So in ISO 2000, the Food Safety Manager System, that is mandatory document, some of mandatory. Some of the procedure that required, for example, number one, a procedure for emergency preparedness and response. Basically, under new current ISO standard, procedure is no longer mandatory. It's non-mandatory. But if you don't have the procedure, normally you have a difficulty to review, to check, to control, and everything. Then that's why the procedures is still important. Number two is procedure for preliminary analysis of production processes. This one another procedure. Number three, procedure to product withdrawal from the shelf. Then number four, procedure of prerequisite program. Number five, procedure for HACP plan. So meaning this HACP plan is one of the requirements in ISO 20000. Some company they go for HACP certification, hazard analysis critical control point. But actually HACP is just like control plan, where we go to process by process, then we identify the requirement, how to control, and how to react to the issues. This is one of the requirements in ISO 32. The number 6 is a procedure for hazard identification procedure, how to identify the hazard. Number 7, procedure for control of non-conforming product. Number 8, procedure for internal quality and food safety audit. Number 9, procedure for control of monitoring, measuring devices, and calibration. Number 10 is procedure for management review. And this management review should be done every year. Actually, if you have ISO 9000, you can combine the review under one meeting and 1 minute of meeting. Number 11, procedure of document and data control. This is what I said just now. This is also inside ISO 9000. Number 12 is procedure of control of quality record. This is also the same. Number 13, procedure of correction, corrective and preventive action. Okay, so basically procedure 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is already inside ISO 9000. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7 also is in 9000. Then audit also is in 9000. Only 6 new procedure you require to have another standard of ISO 22000 food safety management. So if you have any question later on, we can ask later. And in the operation procedure, normally they have additional procedure. For example, SOP for traceability, SFP for waste disposal. Number 3 is SOP for wooden material. Number 4, SOP for blade management. Number 5, SOP for product recall. This is another important procedure. Number 6 is procedure for pest control. This is very important for food, for food safety. Number 7, SOP for floor cleaning. So meaning floor cleaning is there is procedure inside ISO 22000. Also recall ISO disposal, waste disposal also required in ISO 14000 environment for environment. Then number 8 is SOP for equipment layout. This one also required by GMP, good manufacturing practices. So once you have this layout SOP, so you can easily go for GMP certification also. SOP for safety, of course, this one is ISO 45000, safety and health, and also SOP for food defense. So meaning once you have ISO 9000, then you have ISO 20000, we can go to other, easily go to other standard, to other standard that will strengthen your operation and also efficiency. Of course, we will ask, do you have to put another people to monitor? So it depends. It depends how you want to do it. If you go to digitalization, maybe you don't. You can just have a very good integrated management system that gather everything based on digital data and everything. You don't have to have somebody will take the caliper, the check sheet, everything to take the data, everything is automatically saved real time in the server. So you can reduce a lot of things. Then it's a complete visibility where you can monitor, as mentioned by Puan Nurul just now. It's a monitor by one monitor. Then in fact, when you do the audit with our certificate body, we can do audit online. They don't have to come to our place. In fact, if they come, you only require one person to handle, one who with the system knowledge to extract information from our server, and the auditors. They can have any data information from the server. So it's meaning you have to upgrade your people, your staff into this digitalization. Okay, then basically HACCP has a critical point is another important standard is normally this is equivalent to quality control plan where we monitor. We have to analyze the hazard, all the processes from the incoming part, from the order system to the ordering of part into the process part incoming, then also to the operation, then to the operation, then also to delivery and logistics system. What is the issues? What is the hazard will affect our operation in case of the food and everything? So it's basically is a quality control plan in other terms. So this one is another requirement. It can stand alone by HACCP situation alone. We can go alone without the ISO 9000 or ISO 22000. But if you have the ISO 20000, it's already inside. Then GMP, good managing process practice. This one, good managing process, is a system to ensure that products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standard. They must a system to provide document proof that accurate. So this one is also a combination of ISO 9000, ISO 20001, and also QE5S. Here we have element number 11, premise. Premise here. Premise and also sanitation and hygiene requirement number 5, and also premise. In ISO 9000, of course, is not exactly mentioned in specific. There is a requirement for the environment, but we don't emphasize on the premise. But in GMP, the premise condition and situation is very critical. You must be clean, must be proper, the flow, the machine location must be right, the aircon and everything, the toilet also must be in order. So this is basically is combination of ISO 9000, ISO 22000, and also Q5S. So if you have any of this, so it's very easy. Okay, this is a GMP. It's another requirement, not only for food but also for pharmaceutical company. Also, they require GMP, and of course, in pharmaceutical more tighter, more tighter. Next will be GHP, good hygiene practice. Compliance cover the minimum sanitary and hygiene practice for the food processor, such as hotel, restaurant, to ensure the food is safe and suitable to human consumption. It requires foundation to implement other food safety management agencies such as GMP, HASP, and ISO 20000. So it's quite it must together come. So contoh, for example, cuci tangan, pengeringan sinki, basuh tangan, sumber air yang selamat diminum, bahan cuci, tandas dan rupa bentuk kebersihan yang sesuai, bilik salinan yang cukup untuk kaki tangan. So it's a hygiene, about hygiene practice. But if you have this standard, it should be good for you to maintain the operation. And next will be the halal. Halal, this one what we call MS 15000 to 2009 halal food standard. So this one is about Malaysia, is under Malaysian standard, provide practical guideline for food industry on the preparation of and handling of halal food, including nutrient supplement, and to serve as a basic requirement for halal food product, food trade in or business in Malaysia. So this halal is under Malaysian standard, MS, Malaysian standard, has been organized by SIRIN. This one organized by SIRIN. Then it should cover the requirement of source like animal, vegetable, microbial, chemical, synthetic, everything, and also the composition and also the manufacturing practice. And this one is like ISO also. Also, of course, require policy, halal policy. Is require SOP, certain SOP on the operation, and also require the form and also the record to record our performance. Just this halal food, of course, they emphasize on halal based on Sharia, where you must have Islamic activities like kuliah, ceramah, tazkirah, and also you have a prayer place for men and male and female, proper toilet and everything. And then of course this is about the operation standard. Okay, this one under SIRIM or any certification body. Actually, this one should be good also. And also recognition of halal certification body. This one under halal for basically for the process and also the actual location, your premise. Okay. Then it is under JAKIM, is the agency responsible for Islamic affairs, including halal certification in Malaysia. Therefore, JAKIM play a very important role to protect Muslim consumers in Malaysia, and always been JAKIM's responsibility to ensure them to seek for halal product such as urged by Sharia. Then, for the purpose of halal certificate, JAKIM has also ascertained the halal status of the product every stage of processing and every process involved by carrying out the official site inspection. So they will check your site and also on plant. Purposely to examine on how the halal status of raw material is maintained. So this one is a halal recognition is once you have this, they certify you, they will give you the job of halal. So of course, the market will be better, and this halal also can be certified from abroad. For example, here we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. If you would like to have Bosnia halal certificate, go ahead. And also from India and China or any Muslim certification bodies for halal. This one is not the same with MS ISO 1500. This one is halal under Jakin. So we must understand that one. Okay, next will be other certificate equivalent and standard OCB. Other certification and regulator, for example, Safe Quality Food SQF certification. We can consider them as a certification body also, and also give the COSAC and everything same like I think same like SIRIM. Customer food safety audit. This one the audit. They will be certified for this. Young food safety audit. This one what we see is in KFC, McDonald's. They use this young safety audit. International food standard. Of course, BRC, British Retail Consortium, American Institute of Baking, and also Global Food Safety Initiative. So it depends on what market you are going and what is the customer. We can go also to this requirement. Okay, then the module 3, the certification process. This as a continuous improvement program, this certification process basically is same. Normally it's same standard. I think ISO has been the main standard provider that have made everything under standard control. For example, the awareness. For example, the concept of organization, the risk management. This risk management has been the first requirement in ISO, and of course, risk management has been mentioned very loudly and also widely by the of course the ministry, health ministry, our government, everything about risk, because risk is cover so many things. So that's why ISO 9000 has risk management as one of the requirement, and is very important one, because if you don't understand what is your risk, and then how to continue with business. So first is about gap analysis on SOP and documentation. This not only SOP and documentation, also on the overall readiness of the certification, is including of the policy and everything, and also the team, the training requirement, the readiness, and then everything, the gap analysis. We will go one by one. Are you ready or not? At what position? Then number 3 is awareness activity, promoting training on the program. This we talk about any program. You can go to GMP, you can go to ISO, you can go to any standard. This basically the same, more or less. In ISO 9000, they has content organization. You use SWOT analysis. This SWOT analysis to identify what we have, what we are doing now, and what is our strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat among our business environment. And also later we go for strategic planning, where we combine the strength and also the opportunity, the strength and weaknesses, the strength and the threat. And then you can go to strategic planning for the implementation, and also for the survival of the company. Then after that, we develop the document and system development the minor, the documented information preparation. Then also after that, we develop the system, the document, and after that we will ask the document to be implemented and to be reviewed by everybody. Here at the end of the day, the head of department or head of the company must sign the document, must responsible to the documentation. Maybe our staff preparing the document, but we have to see and monitor. Then after that, we have internal system audit training. This one is a requirement. If ISO 9000, we call IQA, Internal Quality Audit Training. This one is requirement. Normally, we have 2 days for training, and we normally the consultant will give the certificate to the trainee, and also they can read the training. And of course, company must appoint them as internal auditors. Then verification of internal audit result. Then the result verified, the closing and opening and everything, to see the gap, the gap on the system. Then after that, we have a management review meeting. Basically, what we need is the minute of meeting must be endorsed by the top management. And of course, for your information, the top management, the CEO, the MD, currently is regarded as management quality representative. This task has been located to the top management, no longer to our managers or our executive. The top manager, the CEO, the managing directors must take this post to chair the meeting and monitor the KPI and performance. Then after that, they have pre-assessment, what we call as stage 1, on documentation. How the document has been coded, numbered, and everything, and linked to each other. The auditor will see the documentation stages. Then also not the last one, the compliant audit certification by statutory body, can be SIRIM by or anybody's. This one is called stage 2. This one normally they will come to our site, to our premise to monitor the implementation. But currently, has been very popular. The audit done online. But some CB or certification body will request for visit for the first audit. Then the second, for surveillance and recertification audit, they will do online. But for first audit, they request for the online on-site audit. Then last one is official certification. Normally after 2 weeks, if you don't have non-conformity, or maybe 1 month after you reply to NCR of the audit. Okay, this one is the how a program in 4 months program look like. The program can be 3, 4, or 5 months. It depends on your company readiness. If the company willing to take the weekly meeting, we can go for 3 months. But if the company say, oh, we must have time between the meeting, normally we have 12 meeting. This is based on my experience. We will have 4 training, 4 days training, and also 4 to 5 days training, and also 11 consultancy training. This include the internal safety audit training, item number 7. This one must be 2 days, and also the SWOT analysis training, how to conduct the SWOT requirement, the contact organization, This also can be 2 days. And also awareness training, normally 1 day, 1 day. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, 3, 5 days. And the rest will be reviewing document, assist the document on the awareness activity, like banner, like chop and everything. So this is will be the program look like. Maybe we have a little bit change. If it depends on the company. So it can be 3 to 5 months. Depend. More than that, I think more than that, actually it's not necessary. 4 months should be good for us to implement and also get the standardization. Okay, should you have any question on this, you can ask later. I'm willing to answer. And how IR40 management integrated system relate to operation and standard, So basically, currently everything is digitalized. The workers or the operation can key in, input the data information from their side. They may have their computer, notebook, everything, and they can key in. And they don't have to. Then in fact the machine can be calibrated automatically, just like what Panuru just now. If you go to automation, it will calibrate. It will give data and information directly to our system, to our MES, manufacturing execution system. And also it go to our account, to our logistic operating system. Then of course operation planning and operation, and go to maintenance system. So meaning here, what we need is the new talent, no longer old talent with vernier caliper, go to check the product part by part, is by automation. Then the data will go to the server real time. So this how it's good. So you don't have to engage or take more people on the inspection, and also the logic. It can be automatically. Same as well with the supplier to customer. Also supply from the supplier. We can reduce this area. Then, of course, all the information will go to MRP. Then all the process system here will link with the manufacturing and also PLC, and also the production line. And in fact, the inspection data, we have computer-aided inspection here to check everything. Easy, you can check automatically by the image. The part is forming and everything, then okay. In fact, the smell, they can check the smell, everything. Then of course the design and manufacturing, then data processing will go automatic to the MES and MRP. So everything will be digitalized. Also, so at the end, what is our expectation from this system? The way forward, basically what we want to increase our sale and achievement to be continued. Then to reduce processes waste. That's how Lean do, reduce the wastage. The reduce of absenteeism from the workers. Then also as profit and increase prosperity of the company. So by doing the improvement, the standard linked to it, other you can go further abroad, wider customer and everything. So I think that's how the standard should be managed from now on, not the old way. Then of course you don't have to worry about knowledge and everything. Once you engage with the system, the designer, the data scientist, data engineer will create the system for you, and it's depend on what you want to monitor from the standard. So I think this about my presentation for now. Then any question I welcome. Should have any question from you. So Ima, thank you for now.
Okay, thank you.
Ima tak dengar.
Okay, thank you, Cik Azhar.
Okay.
Okay, I think there is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think there is some question from Cik Azhar. Okay, the first question is.
Apa dia?
Kami ekor saja.
Ada yang ada dua gadget tu.
Ya. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Okay, thank you, Cik Azhar, for the session just now. There are some questions here. Government promoting ESG, government social governance. How does
Okay.
this tool can be benefited to the SMEs?
ESG government, ESG social.
Yes.
This social actually social is covering the social requirement of the nation, and what we know already, social has go to social 5.0, more advanced than industry 4.0. Is part of other segment of technology requirement for social. For example, how we handle kita punya orang tua, how to handle the old elderly yang cacat and everything. So I think I don't have much information of this, but I believe the government have embarked on this program. In fact, they will go already to social environment for 5.0, no longer 3.0, more advanced from industry. Social is about our public requirement. Inclusive, I think inclusive macam mana kita control garbage, sampah, sarap and everything. I think MPC should arrange another session for this one. And next question is.
Okay, the next question is from Cik Khairul Azizi Razali. May I know what is the preparation size or capacity of kitchen to go for GMP certified? Example for hospital and hotel kitchen.
The actual size, okay, that one I will get the information later. I don't have the offhand information, but it should good enough for us to cater the output based on input and output requirement. What is the order size and order based on the preparation size of the food. So this I will give the information later. I don't have offhand information on the sizes. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the questions and answers for Encik Azhar. Right now, we will open the floor for participants to air some questions for Encik Azhar and Encik Puan Pasha.
Elma, this is one question from Chia Siu. Chia Siu Chin, can I get the contact person that take care of the training such as Kaizen, 7QC tool, and the MPC? I think Mr. Chia can contact direct to MPC any of Cik Karol or Cik Nurul for this program. He's of course under MPC.
Okay, from Mr. Chia, can those household size industry be certified under HACCP?
Household.
Yes.
Household. Oh. I don't understand the question. Boleh repeat, Ilma?
How those household size industries be certified under HACCP?
Okay, I understand. Okay. Household basically under certification. First, one of the requirement is must be your operation, your site, your premise must have CF certified CF as a business entity. So that's the household operation have the certificate of CF and registered as a business entity. That's one of the requirement. And of course, it relate to bomber, to relate to safety requirement and everything. So I don't see the certification will come to this household operation. We must consider the CF requirement, the bomber, the police, the safety, and everything. That's your house premise is fall under that category or not. So I think not likely.
Okay. Ms. Chia stated here he meant by those activities like cooking jelly at house, but they want to certify HACCP. I think this is like homemade.
Yeah. That what we mean. The premise must be standard premise. Must have CF and also governed with industrial act lah. Industrial act. Let's see just now. Dia must duduk bawah akta food safety standard practice. Nampak slide saya kan? Nampak slide saya. Puan Elma.
Tak ada, there is no slide, sir.
Oh, saya dah ni sekejap ya. Okay, this one ya. Share. Okay, then Food Act 1983, Food Regulation 1985, and also Food Hygiene Regulation. Normally, this will we have to go to detail on this act and regulations. And this regulation normally they part under ISO 9000 as the, and also ISO 22000. Then once your premise or your process allocation is fit to this food act, then you can go for certification. But if your premise is not fit to this act, then the situation not granted. Dia tak kasih lah. Pasal dia kena ada paling tidak kena ada CF untuk inilah untuk. Tapi since the house punya processing food processing dah semakin besar, mungkin kita boleh check the regulation and alter the regulation. Kita boleh minta tukar. Tapi saya rasa for now masih belum boleh. Dia masih mesti fit to bomber punya requirement paling tidak, safety and also health punya requirement. Jadi itu yang perlu ada. Jadi untuk food saya ingat masih lagi belum boleh lah for now. Okay, ada soalan lain?
Okay, nampaknya there is okay so far.
Cottage industry, cottage industry it depend. Ni ada soalan satu, cottage industry. Cottage industry depend. Kalau dia macam separate daripada rumah, dia ada satu tempat sendiri. Dan you maintain kebersihan, you maintain safety, you ada appropriate safety punya ni with regard to halal and everything, then should be okay. Ada cottage industry yang separate, yang dia tak buat kat rumah. Dia buat separate, ada bangunan sendiri. Of course we call cottage industry lah pasal dia small kan. Tapi it fit to the standard. Of course again lah, kalau ISO this standard, of course dia require CF lah, CF for the building. It depend on the CV. Mostly they require CF. Tapi memanglah selalunya dia orang tak check lah. Ada CF lah, tak ada, dia tak check. Tapi kita boleh double check lah. Normally when the company yang dah ready, dah besar kan, dia dah ready, baru dia request for this certification. Meaning they have CF already, safety pun dah intact already and everything. Tapi yang this current situation, of course we have to look into it, where a lot of cottage industry and also household punya food processing, that one kita kena tengok lah under what category. Tapi under this standard saya rasa not likely for now.
Okay, I think that's about it. I saw Datin raise hand just now. Datin ada nak question? Is there any question from Datin? Okay, I think
Tak ada silap tadi. Silap tekan.
alright, thank you Datin.
Apa khabar Datin Jaya? Sihat?
Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you Puan Nurul Fasha and Cik Ahmad Azhar for the fruitful session. Again, I would like to thank our speaker Puan Nurul Fasha and Cik Ahmad Azhar for the sharing knowledge and expertise with us today. I hope all participants will gain a lot by attending this webinar. Hope to see all of you again in our next webinar. Stay safe, stay healthy, and let's innovate to boost productivity. Thank you.
Thank you. Jumpa lagi.